Paris in the fall, the last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me, of cafes, of music, of love, and of death. As I picked myself up, all I could hear was the ceaseless drone of traffic. Life went on around me. But the explosion was to change my life forever.
And on that note, it's time for me to enter. So, hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're taking a look at another classic of the point-and-click genre. This is Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Along with Beneath a Steel Sky, probably Revolution Software's best game. It's recently had a remaster. It's only come out a few days ago on Steam. But this series is all about playing, the classic point and click. So I'm going with the original version, not the director's cut, which I never really got on with that well. It changed bits, it took bits out. This is the original as it was released in the 90s sometime. I can't remember exactly. 97 maybe. I'll go on a limb and say. But yeah, it's been a while since I played, so it might take me a hot minute to remember certain things, but we're just going to go into it. We're going to explore, we're going to look at stuff, and we're going to uncover the mystery of the Templars in Paris. Let's begin. Let's take a look at this.
I contemplated crawling under the umbrella and pretending none of this had ever happened.
I think because the mystery and the drama is so good in this game, I think a lot of people forget how funny it is as well. Like George's narration in a lot of places it's always got a slightly comedic bent to it. It's good.
I considered climbing the lamppost, but it wasn't going to shed any light on the affair.
And Nico, when we meet her, in fact, I think she calls him on some of his like dad jokes and stuff. It's a good interplay between the two leads, I think.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state. That was the only news story. The rest was rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. Then I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read Salah ad-Din, 1345.
Well, that was to do with the Crusades, wasn't it? Saladin, he was on the side that wasn't the Templars. Only in an adventure game will we get blown up by a bomb and then stop and read the paper. But is there other stuff here that we need to look at first? Probably not. We should probably go in and check for other survivors. Wow, it's amazing she survived. But she did. But this is the dead guy.
I tried not to meet his stare as I searched.
Why did we search his
dead
spot? I just wanted to look at him.
No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
Why are we rooting through a dead man's pocket? Again, adventure game. Okay, we'll talk to the waitress. I know she's okay. Well, shook up, but alive.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobbart, ma'am.
Oh, American.
She asked the question quite innocently, but I could sense her reserve. It was something which seemed to afflict all Europeans. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Does she not remember the
Relax
bomb?
and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Yeah. So there's a bottle on the bar.
Is
We'll do
that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
That's better.
She knocked back the brandy as if it was water. I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
What about the old man? Is he dead?
Yeah, seems to be.
Yes, he is.
Oh, mon Dieu. I've never seen a real-life corpse before. Except for Grandmaman. That was different. She was family. Has he gone stiff?
I shouldn't think so. He's only been dead a few minutes.
Okay, let's ask some questions. Who was it?
Did you know the old man?
No, monsieur. I never saw him before.
What about the clown?
Do you remember what happened when the clown entered?
I remember that horrible tune he played all right. It was like a funeral dirge.
I'd never liked accordion music either.
Okay, we can also show people stuff from our inventory.
Did this newspaper belong to the old gentleman?
I don't know.
Someone has scribbled a note on it. It reads, Salah ed-Din, 1345. Does that mean anything to you?
No, monsieur, nothing.
Okay, that's about all we can do for now. It's not grayed out. I wonder if we can
How
ask...
did the old man behave?
Well, agitated. He kept looking about him at the door, at his watch.
As if he was waiting for someone?
Yes, I suppose so. He was worried about something, that's for sure. If you ask me, he was having an affair. He had that look about him, like a guilty husband.
Did the clown speak to the old man?
No, he just laughed at him. Then he grabbed the old man's briefcase and ran out of the door.
Did you see what the old man had in his briefcase?
No, he didn't open it.
What did the old man do when the clown snatched his briefcase?
Nothing. He just sat there like he was frozen.
Did the old man try to stop the clown?
Oh, he didn't have a chance. The clown dropped his accordion and ran out of the door. That's it. That's all I can remember.
Okay, I think we're done now.
Stay here, mademoiselle. I'm going to look around for evidence.
Because I'm a main character, and that's what I do, even though I'm not a policeman or anyone in the medical profession. I don't know if there's much else we can really do in here for now. So let's go back out. I know the police arrive at some point. I can't remember exactly what triggers that. Well, I've looked at this stuff. We can go over there, or we can go and talk to them. I think we should go and investigate where that clown went, first of all. He went running off down this alley.
I tried to lift the cover with my fingers, but couldn't gain any leverage. There was nothing of interest.
Anything in the bin? I had a feeling there was a cat in there. Isn't there always a cat in a bin in games like this? I think it's one of those unwritten rules. Has to happen. The stink lines coming off that.
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
Nothing there. Okay, but we do have to come back here later. But we need something to get down that sewer grate first. Let's go talk to the road worker. There are times when the music might get a little loud. I kind of set it. It kind of rises and decreases in volume depending on what's happening.
Freeze! Hold it, right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Mou. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
Well, that's what triggers it then. Trying to flee the scene.
What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur. Stop holding your breath at once.
Ah, Moo.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Mou?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead. Clearly, the killer knew of his presence and...
How many times have I warned you about premature extrapolation? All we know is that he is dead.
It seemed reasonable to assume...
A great detective assumes nothing. Take Maigret, for instance.
But he was a fictitious character, monsieur. Why, he was no more real than Poirot or Tintin.
That's different, Mou. They were comedy Belgians. Anyway, it is
Poirot was
unlikely that
comedy.
even you will learn much from talking to the dead. Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
I doubt if she is in a fit state for questioning, monsieur. It smells to me as if she has been drinking.
As I feared, we have stumbled upon a den of iniquity, Mou.
Leave her to me, sir. I am used to handling drunken women.
I do not doubt that for one moment. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobbart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobbart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
We did, didn't we, in the intro?
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No, he was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
Clowny boy.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon, the picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe?
She did
I
remember the
wonder.
clown. We spoke to her.
Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Academic? You are about to witness a scientific breakthrough.
I have to assume that ESP is a standard part of French policing. Here we go, it's Nico.
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yeah, that's right, on holiday in Paris. Some holiday, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with an hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I am Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What's that, some kind of nightclub?
No, it is a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. You know, an eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
Oh God, it's him again.
Interesting. Can I go? I can't go into the menu yet. I was just thinking once I've exited this conversation, I'll go into the options and turn the music down a little bit because when it gets loud, it does seem to blur the, get in the way of the dialogue a little bit.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Who's the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Planter. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation. Why won't you tell me about this clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me with my story and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
Fine, I'll see you soon.
Cool. And we will. Nico's going to be with us in the rest of the game. Let's just change the volume levels a little bit. So the music... Still want to hear it, but not at the expense of dialogue. There we go. We'll give that a go. Alright, well let's go and speak to the workman. I don't believe we can get back in the cafe at this point, but I don't think there's anything else to do there now. I'm not following you, Nicole. I'm going to rob this man first.
Hey, stop that! Get away from there! What do you think you're doing?
I was admiring your toolbox.
Are we?
Had a good look, have you? I'm warning you, if you touch it, I'll crack your nut.
Okay, I get your point.
Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
Nah, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, ka! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess. Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quel bit. I could have knocked his block off.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people. Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
Fair point.
What's in the toolbox?
What's in the toolbox? As if you didn't know. What's the big deal about tools, anyhow?
They're cool. Tools are civilization.
You don't say.
That's right. Tools are what distinguish us from other animals.
Who are you calling an
Some
animal?
primates use tools.
I've met your sort before. Looking down your nose at me because I'm working class, huh? I've a good mind to knock your block off.
Okay, what about newspaper?
Would you like to read my newspaper?
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Bah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's about
Save
25
the
years ahead of its time.
dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah, that's more like it. Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this? Saladin running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
It's a racehorse?
A horse? A legend. Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is.
Yeah, I think he goes to place a bet.
Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
Don't mind if we do.
I'd found just what I wanted. A tool for lifting manhole covers.
Sweet. Can we use the phone? Can we ring Nico? Yeah.
Bonjour, Collard.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobbart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
Well, I haven't had a lot of luck.
You found nothing.
No.
Look, I'm very busy right now. Call me if you have any news, okay?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Adieu, monsieur.
Yeah, see ya.
I thought we'd have a chat about, like, the stuff that she knew that she didn't have time to tell me earlier, but I guess we have to go and investigate stuff before we chat to her.
The door was securely locked.
All right. Okay. Well, we have what we need to go down into the sewers. So obviously that's that's our next stop. Just like any sightseeing tour. Although to be fair, I think the sewers in Paris are more remarkable than most of the usual ones. But every game's got to have a sewer level, right? Right. Where's that tool? This sewer key. Don't know how he's keeping that
I
in his
lifted
coat.
the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Go down. The clown's red nose.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
More evidence.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers. I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
It's part of the clown's.
It was the scrap of material I'd found in the sewer.
Part of the clown's outfit, isn't it?
Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back, and now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
We don't know who these guys are yet. Why are they appearing?
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu! Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Haha, most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Yeah, I mean, we'll run through stuff. What about the nose?
Take a look at this false nose.
I've never seen it before in my life.
Do you recognize this material?
I am not telling you anything.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone had emptied their nostrils into it.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning and tell it just like it was. Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock, his face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron, but he did not know what he was up against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
I'm sure you did, but I'm a little short of time. Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say.
At his age?
She came to work at the cafe 6, 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
This is the material from the jacket you found, right?
Yes, monsieur. Without a doubt.
Oh, I was going to say the jacket. Oh, it's down here.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Which was?
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romany seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
Okay, well, I think we're done here now.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon. I'll let you out. I hope you find your man, Inspector.
So do I.
Sounds like the music's getting loud again. Does it reset his volume? Check that. No, it's still low. So yeah, I mean, Oh, no. I do apologise if the music sometimes gets a little loud. I don't think there's a lot I could do about it at the moment, because I'd like for the lower level stores to be audible. Let's start with Todrick. I remember we can threaten him a bit.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, my name's George Stobbart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobbart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
I can't ask about the jacket right now.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper.
George really changed his tone from the beginning of the
familiar
conversation.
Sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
Well, that seems to be it for now.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
I think we'll have to get more evidence and then go back to him. But let's ring Nicole and just see if we've got enough to have a conversation with her.
Bonjour, Collard.
It's me again, George Stobbart.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
Cool. I think if we go out this exit, I think we get a city map. Try not to repeat click, he seems to pause when I do that. Okay, what do we got? We've got Rue Jarry, we've got the police station, and where we just were. We can't go to any of these locations yet. Well, we'll start off with Rue Jarry, I think. Go to the flower seller.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Let's ask her about Nicole.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Well, thanks for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat. I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Fair point.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
Yikes.
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing.
You can ask
See you
everyone
later.
about the grubby
That's
tissue.
right, monsieur. You will.
Alright, let's go up and see Nicole. I think it's this one.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I
As you
could
do.
smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
I took my photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh, no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone. How did Plantar get your name?
For the newspaper, La Liberté, I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantar said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Onno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death. You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English for an American.
Okay, let's work through this stuff.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, you might have had a cold. I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
Can we take a close
How
look?
come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Alright.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Oh, that's disgusting, George.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really, always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used, paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's
Wow,
none of your
George.
business.
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
He's drawn a clown now. Shall we, let's threaten Todrick again.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Did you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Tell me where I can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't,
I won't leave you alone.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Alright.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Yeah, Todrick. We know you're in it, Todrick. If that's your real name. Right,
I'm
let's
going
leave
back
anyway.
out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Hopefully we end up with a name. I can't really remember. I mean, I remember the broad strokes of the story, but I don't really remember, you know, the progression of puzzles and stuff. I don't think I have a quick way to get back to the map. Yeah, well, there's a clown costume.
I gave the dummy Puro a tentative prod, but it didn't move. As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Oh, George, you old softy. To look at. Probably at bar talking to this guy.
Excuse me?
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Well, let's start with the...
Do you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Are you sure this is the...
Yeah.
Certain.
Okay, well, I think
Thanks for
that
your help, buddy.
might be enough to go and
My
threaten
pleasure,
Todrick
monsieur.
again.
Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Okay, so we have an electric buzzer now. I think... Try the police station, but I think probably... We go back to the Rue Jarry. Oh, let's try the police station. They might have something on card. They might be able to give us a first name, potentially? I can't quite remember. There is a phone here, though. Let's talk to Moo.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobbart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Non, monsieur?
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown?
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume. Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. Stobbart is here to see you, monsieur.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobbart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed, but have been taken off the case.
What about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobbart.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantard.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether. Invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
I found this tissue in the sewer.
It would have been best if you'd left it there.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobbart. None of it proves a thing.
All right,
So
I think
long,
we're done here.
Inspector.
Well, I'm going to use that phone to call Todrick, only because it's here. And I don't have to go all the way back to Nico's. Oh, music gets so loud in places. Coming for you, Todrick.
Hello? Who is this?
It's George Stobbart again.
What now?
Come to threaten you a bit more.
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can continue to threaten Todrick over the phone. As fun as that would be. Hotel Ubu is where we're going to go next. Ah, these guys. See, I don't know why I could have told the concierge about these guys before. So we hadn't met them.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Don't really want to talk to them, to be honest.
Forget it.
They're gonna make themselves known to us soon enough. Now this is the scientist from the paper. I haven't got the paper anymore, but I think we can talk to him anyway.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer?
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
We're going to show that to everyone.
No, it doesn't.
Nose?
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Truly, it
Sounds
is.
like
I was going to say, truly, it's a paradise. But I think we're done here.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Now, this lady, in my memory, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure she's got the same voice actress as the lady from Beneath a Steel Sky who has the dog, Mrs. Piermont, was it?
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello.
Yes.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobbart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Pierre.
You've got the same name.
The common reaction
More or
is
less.
to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Does she recognise this man?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobbart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honour. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
I'm not saying that voice actor is typecast, but there's 2 games where she's played a middle-aged widow named Lady Piemonte. Anyway, interesting.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
Is this
I'm glad
Merlin?
he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
They are, though.
Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Okay, so
I have to go, ma'am.
she is going to help us. I can't remember exactly how, but if we talk to the clerk, that might make that a bit clearer. We want that key. He's going to stop us getting it, but maybe I have to try and get it first.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way. I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
What's this?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats. About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Do you know a man named Plantar?
No, monsieur.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Show him the tissue.
What do you make of this tissue?
Do you wish me to dispose of it for you, monsieur?
Hey, no! It could be useful. I'm holding on to this.
As you wish, monsieur. Perhaps you would like a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
Nah, it's fine the way it is. Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Can you tell me which room the man in the photo...
Oh, no, monsieur.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Thanks for your help, buddy.
I think we ask Piermont to help distract the clerk.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick. I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Wait. I don't know if we're on a time limit or if it's just linked to us taking the key that he comes back, but any case. "201, wasn't it? It said the second room on the right, so this key is probably for the first room on the right?
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
I think the main thing we need to do is get out on the ledge. I don't think there's really anything else to do in the room.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Oh, there we go. But let's go out the window. I'm going to save because I can't remember exactly when or where, but I know that you can die in this game. I don't want to have to start again. So we'll save there. So I think it does get it's slightly risky in some places.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Ah, there's the briefcase.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty. The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Wardrobe, I guess? Ah.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
No? This door? Does he only open one side? Must be able to do something in this room. Oh,
there was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Alright. What happens if we leave?
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Cool. Alright, well, I guess there's probably something incriminating in these.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Let's have a look at this.
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut. It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom.
Okay, well, I think we're done here. We'll go out the window again, unless he refuses to.
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobbart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
It's a feeling we get jumped when we leave the hotel. Well, we'll try it and see what happens. I'm feeling this is one of the danger situations, though. See what happens when... I do feel like these guys are gonna go for us.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet!
Flap and Guido! The other guy's name is Guido, I think.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape!
Nothing, Guido. Zilch!
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
I think... yeah, okay, now I've got an idea of what to do next. So, I think we show that pass card to the clerk, and I think he retrieves the stuff from the safe, but we can't go out with it on our person because they'll rob us.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Alright, do we go back to Piermont? I'm pretty sure we need what's in the safe.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has 1,000,000 faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Fair enough, but we need to make sure we can get it past those thugs. So I think what we want to do is go back to the room we have access to.
The door was locked.
Oh, for goodness sake, George. We've got the key still, haven't we? Now we want to use it with the window, I think. Oh, come on, George. Alright, let's go out first then. Just they're going to steal it off us if we...
I knew this was no way to treat ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
So now we exit the hotel in the usual way and retrieve it. I can't remember what happens if you go out there. I think it's one of the places you can die if you go out there and they just search you and find it. But this is the way to retrieve it.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Okay, but we can go down here now.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
I think you go straight there.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
I think we make a copy of it, though.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Good, well that's our next stop, but let's have a look what they make of these sections of the manuscript.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the wicked queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid, Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Cool, okay, that'll do for now.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture. Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Sounds like our next stop. I don't think there's any reason to talk to the flower seller again. Musée Kroon. Are you talking to us? No.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Oh.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Must admit, I was expecting Lobineau to be here. A little confused as to why he's not, but we've seen this anyway.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
I know we have to hide until the museum closes.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus.
Don't even think of climbing in there, monsieur. You'll be suffocated.
I wonder if I
always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
I wonder if I have enough info now to go to Ireland as a destination. We do end up going there. Maybe we can't speak to Lobineau at this time.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Yeah, maybe we should. Aeroport. Ooh, well, there's some different locations to go to, but we're going to go to Loch Marn. Actually, you can't go this way. Oh, wow.
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland. The Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarn. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Ah. Okay, well, let's get stuck into Ireland, shall we? That's helpful, George. Thanks.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
So I always do when I go to a pub. You gotta check the the exits, like the trapdoors and all that sort of thing.
I tugged at the plastic cover, but it didn't move.
Gotta check the electrical points as well. That's what any good pub goer does, really. Make sure everything's in order before you go and get a pint.
Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid? Who the hell are you?
I'm George Stobbart, and I'm with the good guys.
You're a head case, mister.
It is an odd thing to say.
A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, McGuire?
I'm on the run. From me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil throat. And there's me poor old mother, bedridden and dying of presumption. I tried to buy her medicine. Chopped firewood for Father Mahoney till me fingers bled. The old skinflint cheated me too. But I took the pennies he gave me back home. Look, Ma, says I. See what your darling son has earned with his own sweat and blood. When suddenly, me dad appears and grabs the loot. I'm off to Dublin, heavy drinking, says he. Watch out till I get back. That's why I runned away.
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him,
No shit.
Huckleberry Finn was a candidate for Altar Boy of the Year. What can you tell me about the castle, McGuire?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No, it's locked up.
Does anyone live there?
No, only...
What?
Oh, nothing.
You know something about the castle you're not telling me, don't you?
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Now we're threatening children.
Yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh. There's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Lochmarn.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes. Last Tuesday night, I went up to see what that dig was about. I just reached the top of the wall when I hears this awful noise.
What sort of noise?
A horrible snuffling and snorting, like O'Brien's pig, only worst. It was coming from inside the castle.
Did you find out what was making the noise in the castle?
No fear. I just sat there on the wall like Humpty Dumpty. The moon was cracked and greasy like an old dinner plate. The yard was full of shadows that could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home, but me legs had lost their stuffing.
Did you get to see the ghost?
Indeed I did. And a fearsome sight it is too. I sat on my arse, waited while the moon went down. Then out it comes from the shadows, all grey and tattered and hunched over like an old bent willow. Then I hears this spluttering and splashing and horrible laughter in the dark. I was so scared. Why, I fell off the bloody wall.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw at the castle.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Has he seen this guy around?
Have you ever seen this man before?
What a slimy character. No, I never seed him.
Any clowns?
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Lochmarn, they all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous psychotic.
Jesus. It's just like that film I saw. There's this clown, see? And he's after this kid who saw him kill a guy. He tries to warn the sheriff, only no one believes him. Then, while he's in the tub, the clown cuts him up with a chainsaw.
My God, that doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 25.
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Have you ever seen anyone wearing one of these?
That belongs to the killer clown you're looking for.
That's right.
Can I have it?
Sorry, I'm keeping this as evidence.
You should have told the cops.
I did. They weren't interested.
Not for long, anyway.
Take a look at this, McGuire.
It's an ID card. What of it?
Ever heard of Thomas Merlin or the Gruber Electronics Corporation?
No.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Lifting drains.
Dead right. How did you know that?
Work experience course at school. That gives me a choice of going down the drains or up the chimney.
You're kidding. Do you recognize this matchbook, McGuire?
No, sir. I never seen it before in my life.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
Oh, all right.
Gotcha. Neat, huh?
Didn't feel a thing.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Fair enough.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Alright, let's go. Oh, this scene brings back some memories. I think I spent a long time in this pub when I played it before, just trying to work out what to do. We'll start by talking to the barman.
Top of the morning to you.
I beg your pardon.
Well, that's what you Irish say, isn't it?
Do you want something? Or are you just flaunting your xenophobia?
Well, I was trying to be sociable.
Is it the rooms you're after?
Sure.
That's not a bad idea. Do you have a vacancy?
I could, if you don't mind waiting until the last guest checks out.
No problem. When will that be?
When the undertaker comes to collect him.
What can you tell me about the castle?
You're the second person to ask me that today. I don't know anything about the castle. It's only an old ruin anyway.
Who else was asking about the castle?
He said he was a reporter. He was asking about the little people.
I could have told him a tale or two about the little people. He might have paid me to hear what he wanted me to say.
Anyway, I chucked him out on his arse.
Good for you, Mick. That's the way to deal with journalists.
Was it this guy?
Do you recognize this man?
No, I don't. What do you want with him?
I've got a score to settle.
I don't want any trouble in the bar, mister. If it's a fight you're looking for, see Father Mahoney.
A priest? A man of the cloth?
Sure. And he teaches the boys how to box at the youth club. According to Mahoney, it develops character. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he teach you the art of pugilism?
No!
Dial.
Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
Okay, what about a drink?
I'll try a glass of beer, please.
Is this your first pint of real ale?
Well, I guess so. What's real ale, anyhow?
Beer that's brewed from natural ingredients to traditional methods. It shouldn't be kept under pressure or refrigerated. And finally, it should have a good body and distinctive character.
In other words, it's flat and worn with bits in, and it makes you fall over.
That's pretty accurate.
Have you served any, clowns recently?
No. You're the first player.
Seriously.
That's fair.
I'm looking for a man dressed in a clown costume.
Would he be having a little white dog with a black patch over the eye?
I shouldn't think so. Does this false nose mean anything to you?
It's not Red Nose Day again, is it?
That's a British thing.
But this is
For anyone
part of
who
a
doesn't know,
clown's
heard of it.
costume.
I know that. Good God Almighty! What do you take me for?
Do you recognize the name on this card?
No. Should I?
Nah, it was a long shot.
Shake his hand.
Hey, bartender?
Landlord, if you don't mind.
Sorry. Shake my hand, why don't you?
Now, why should I do that? What have you got up your sleeve?
Nothing. Come on, just shake my hand.
Not just now, mister. I have to be careful on account of the health restrictions.
Aw, jeez. Does this tissue mean anything to you?
That's disgusting.
Uh-huh. I found it in the sewers.
What's the idea of waving it around in my face? You're worse than old Ron. Put it away, man.
Oh, I love showing that to everyone
Thanks.
again. Let's talk to Pat, was it?
Hi, my name's Stobbart, George Stobbart.
Hello there, mister. What can I do for you?
Can you tell me anything about the castle on the hill?
Oh, I don't know much about anything. You should ask Mr. O'Brien here. He does joined up writing. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
Yes.
That's right. Professor Stobbart, Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking to me. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement?
Do you know anything about Peagram's excavation?
Where'd the word name Pegram come
Only
from?
that he didn't have the right tools for the job. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical remains, not coal.
Is that a fact? What the hell for?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how people used to live by what they've left behind. One day archaeologists might be digging up our remains.
Imagine that, Mr. O'Brien. I wonder what they'll find.
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers. Fast food cartons and flavoured condoms, more likely.
Is it true that Pegram found a valuable gem?
What? First I heard of it.
Where have you been, Pat? That gem is the talk of every town from Lochmarn to Ballydoon.
Nobody told me. A lucky sod. So that's why he scampered.
I feel like I'm talking to people out of sequence here, because it's the first time we've heard about the gem or the name Pegram, isn't it?
Did anyone from the village work at Pegram's dig?
I tried it myself, but that high and mighty history man called me incontinent. What a nerve. Had
Incompetent.
dug more holes than the rest of them put together.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
No, but you should show that to my granny. She could tell you fortune from it.
From a soiled tissue?
Sure. Some people read tea leaves. My granny reads handkerchiefs.
May I shake your hand?
No, you can't.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure. Is he a film star?
Don't be fooled. This is the face of a psychopathic killer.
No. Well, there's one in the eye for me and my men.
Bye for now.
We probably try the beer. Any thoughts, George? We finish it?
Somehow, I'd managed to drink the thick, sweet brew. I felt strangely compelled to order another, even though my every instinct warned me against it.
Oh, it shouldn't be sweet. It should be bitter. Let's talk to this guy.
Hello there. My name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, I'm sure. I'm O'Brien. Can I help you?
I think this is the guy who tells us about Pegram. Maybe I should have spoken to him first.
What can you tell me about the castle, Mr. O'Brien?
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century, you know. Most of the existing building was added much later, of course.
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Yeah, we should have spoken to him first.
The same man who dug up the gem.
Are we going to say what gem?
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that. But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
He's lost a paying guest, that's why. More than that, there's the question of an unsettled bill. Poor Michael's seen red over the business, and I don't blame him.
Can you tell me more about the landlord?
Mick Leary? He's what you call a would-be sophisticate. The trouble is, his idea of sophistication extends as far as putting paper in the lavatory.
I never worked out why he did that. It's much too dark in there to read.
That's true. Have you ever run your hand over the back of the door? The graffiti is written in Braille.
Do you know where Pegram is gone?
I'm sorry, but I don't. He upped anchor in the dark and shipped out before the dawn.
Why did he do that?
Who knows? A guilty conscience or a secret assignation. Whatever the reason, he'll not be missed in Lochmar. Maybe now the fuss about the gem has died down, we can get back to normal.
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of greed to covet that stone. What's your interest in the jewel? You're not a reporter, are you?
No.
Well, we know he doesn't like reporters.
Oh, no.
Thank the Lord for that.
Have you heard of the Phantom?
More than that. I've seen it. And let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh, no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Have you seen this guy?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nope. I've never seen him before.
What do you make of this tissue?
I guess that muck on it is grease paint.
There's no fooling you, Mr. O'Brien. I'd like to shake you by the hand, Mr. O'Brien.
I'd rather not. You see, I happened to notice that vibrating buzzer in your palm.
He is sharp. Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Two more to speak to. Let's speak to the suspicious old guy in the corner. Is he just going to let himself in?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Excuse me?
No customers behind the bar. Ever.
Damn right. Right, let's speak to this guy.
Hi there, old-timer.
Cover your mouth.
What? Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I, why were we born to suffer snot?
What did he say?
He said, it's my reward for being out all night like a sinner. Pious prig. Anyway, this is no ordinary cold. 'Tis the hay fever.
Pollinosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman, are you?
Excuse me?
Police? No, I'd know it if you were.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure, but I don't drink the stuff Leary sells.
What's wrong with it?
I've seen what it can do.
Can you tell me how to get into the castle?
Don't even think about it, me bucko. Lochmarn Castle is haunted.
That's what the kid outside told me, but I don't believe it.
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me. I still want to visit that castle.
You can't. It's not open to the public.
There's no one around to stop me, is there?
That's right. Nothing human, anyhow.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe the ghost?
It was horrible. A wee stunted beast, long beak, straggly, flappy wings.
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or something?
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No! No, that was a ghost, to be sure.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Oh, yeah. Because his baseball cap looks like kind of like a beak, I suppose, in silhouette.
Do you know Pegram, the archaeologist?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No! No, I don't know him.
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
I told you, I never heard of him.
Were you aware that Pegram was conducting an archaeological dig?
I don't meddle in other people's affairs. They don't interest me.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Is that supposed to be you?
No, I don't have a scar on my face and I'm not from the Middle East.
I can't tell without me glasses.
You could make use of this tissue.
Never use them. Those things are unhygienic. No.
Hey, would you like to shake my... no, on second thought, forget it.
Okay, there's one other guy.
I'll see you later.
Highly suspicious young man at the table here.
My name's George.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's Fitzgerald.
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I shouldn't be drinking at all. I'm on tablets for my nerves. More than a pint and I'll pass out.
Do you know Professor Pegram?
No! He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Where can I find Professor Pegram?
I heard he's gone fishing. I don't know where.
What can you tell me about the castle?
There's nothing there. Just an old ruin.
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the castle yourself?
I used to play there sometimes, when I was a kid. Then one of the little ones fell off the wall, broke his head and died. We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Did you work at Professor Pegram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Have you heard about the gem which Pegram found?
I heard a rumour, but you can't believe everything you hear or see, can you?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, at least I don't think so.
Look closely. He has a scar on his face.
No, I'm sure I don't know him.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
Nothing.
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. I can't seem to fool anyone.
Okay, that's probably it for now.
See you later.
Well, I think we just have to leave at the moment. We'll go up to the castle, though, and kind of see what's going on up there. I think it's up this way. Oh, this guy.
Hi. Do you speak English?
Well, no. What if I was to say no? An implication of cognizance shrouded in denial. A pretty poser of a paradox indeed.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
I was a little out of practice. What can you tell me about the castle?
Not much, I'm sorry to say. Most of its history is long forgotten. Ah, but if these old stones could only speak, what stories they'd tell. Stories to make your toes curl and your blood run cold. You know, this castle is said to be over 600 years old.
Who built the castle?
Mad Phelan, the first Lord of Lochmarn. Well, I say lord, but actually he was little more than a village chieftain. He built his castle from the remains of the Templar preceptory.
Where was the site of the Templar preceptory?
Right here, on Temple Hill. Phelan built right on top of the old wall. It's said that deep beneath these walls, there's a Templar chapel.
Did Pegram discover the chapel?
I don't know. His workers were sworn to secrecy.
Do you mind if I climb up your haystack to get into the castle?
What? You'd break your stupid neck for sure. Do you think I stand by and see your brains dashed out?
I'd be very careful, and I promise not to sue.
You won't get the chance, not while I'm here to stop you.
Good book?
A book? It's a passport to a world of fantasy and imagination.
Yeah? What's the title?
Creative Shelving for Beginners. The 1978 edition.
What's so cool about home improvement?
There's nothing like it. The resinous autumnal aroma of seasoned wood, the rhythmic rasp of the blade. Ah, no wonder our Lord came to earth as the son of a humble carpenter. I bet he was a wizard with a chisel and a length or two before.
Surely the portrayal of Christ's adoptive family as humble artisans is a symbolic metaphor.
I don't know about that, but I know they were carpenters. Haven't you read the book?
Well, no. But I have seen The Greatest Story Ever Told, and I don't recall Jesus putting up any shelves. Have you seen Professor Pegram?
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
Do you think Pegram's disappearance is due to the curse?
Look at the facts. He dug up the gem. He disappeared. Bingo. It doesn't take a degree in mathematics to work that one out, does it? You don't have to be a smarty Pythagoras with a calculator.
I guess not.
Pegram has run off with the gem.
Except I don't think he's got it.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, but I wouldn't trust him. His eyes are too close together. He's not a friend of yours, is he?
Oh, no. Far from it. In fact, I believe it's the face of a killer.
I knew it! Piggy eyes. Can't trust him.
Would you like to shake my hand?
What is this? I don't do that male bonding stuff.
What do you make of this tissue?
That's a sorry sight to wave about in public.
Oh, it's theatrical grease paint.
And that makes it all right, does it? I must remember that next time someone complains about the state of me handkerchief.
I have to go now.
So we can't climb this with him there, unfortunately.
Get away, you silly noodle! Can't you see the load's unstable?
Get rid of him somehow, and I can't remember how. Is there anything else we can have a look at around here, though? No, that's about it for there. Okay, well, I see a padlock on the door. We have to climb the bales, but I can't remember how we get rid of him.
Pushing with all my strength got me nowhere. They didn't budge. I really need to start working out.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's head back. This is why I spent a long time in that pub, I think, previous times I've played it, because I can't really remember what comes next. Well, remember what comes next. I can't remember how we get there, though. No, don't talk to him again. What about this? Can I use... I mean, it's a different type of drain for a start, but...
I took hold of the grating and pulled hard, but it didn't move.
What about a special drain tool?
I tried to use the keys to lever up the grating, but that wasn't going to happen. The workman's key was the obvious tool to use to open this trapdoor. It was specifically designed for a job like this. Unfortunately, there weren't any holes in the trapdoor.
Yes. Okay. Actually, let's talk to Maguire again. I don't know if he... Now that we've talked to everyone, I don't know if he's got any more dialogue options.
Hey, Maguire.
What do you want to know?
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, 'cause he's not here now, but if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Do you know anything about Pegram's dig?
He wouldn't let me anywhere near it. I offered to help, but he chased me off. I didn't want to see his smelly old hole anyhow.
I bet.
Did anyone from the village work at the dig?
Pegram bought some students and bums with him. He reckoned no one in Lochmarn would know what to look for. The only local guy who worked for him was Sean Fitzgerald.
There we go, that's the key info, I
says he's
think.
never been anywhere near the dig.
He's having you on, mister.
Yeah, we need to go and speak to Fitzgerald
Are you sure
again.
Fitzgerald worked at the dig?
Oh, yes. It was him, all right. Would I tell a lie?
Well,
yes.
he denies it.
I saw them together only last night.
I wish you'd told me that sooner. What were they doing?
Pegram gave Fitzy a box. He didn't look too happy about it.
I knew it.
I think it's got the gem in it.
But how am I going to persuade him to part with it?
Break his fingers.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I could.
Thanks for the offer, kid, but I'll try a more subtle approach.
Chinese burns?
What's Fitzgerald scared of?
Everything and everyone.
So I shouldn't have any trouble getting him to talk.
He's a pushover, but don't scare him too much. Try the soft touch. Butter him up a bit.
I heard that Pegram had found a legendary gem.
That's right. It's been the talk of Lochmarn all week.
You haven't seen the gem, have you?
Hell no. I reckon Pegram made off with it. If I was him, I'd go to Amsterdam, chop it up and sell it. He could be living the life of Riley instead of digging holes.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Right, we need to go and confront Fitzgerald now.
Hello.
Maguire says he saw you working at the dig. What's more, he saw you talking with Pegram.
He's a little liar. He'll say anything to get attention.
Well, it's his word against yours, I guess. Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right.
We do need to scare him.
See you later.
It doesn't work particularly well. Maybe we can ask the others about it. I think when this guy sneezes and drops his string, I think we need to grab it off the table.
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed this piece of wire.
I can't remember why, but we do need that at some point.
Hello again.
Oh, he's got another one. God, I wish everyone didn't have to go through all their animations before they'll start talking.
What? What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, mi poco.
Oh, sure. Made out of steel wire?
That's right. A necklace for my pretty one. When my little lover feels it round her slender neck, she'll be mine. All mine.
He's a poacher.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
Okay, that's probably enough from him.
I'll see you later.
I'm going to speak to the other regulars and just see if... try using the phone as well, maybe. If Nico's got anything to add. Does it say Lobano? I haven't got his number.
Allô? Collard? J'écoute.
Nico?
Who is this?
It's me, George.
Oh, hello, George. Where are you?
I'm in Ireland.
Ireland? What are you doing there?
It's a long story.
Any signs of our friend the clown?
You're kidding. He probably never even heard of Lochmarn.
Oh, okay. Not very revealing. What do we do with... Do we do anything else with these?
I was about to reach for the pump when I came to my senses. A rash move like that in a strange country with strange customs could be my last. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Yeah, so let's run through the new options with people.
Do you know Sean Fitzgerald very well?
I know him enough not to sell him more than 2 pints. He's like a kid when he gets a few beers inside him.
I'm not surprised. He's on medication for his nerves.
There's nothing wrong with his nerves. He's just screwy.
Do you know a man called Pegram?
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his, by any chance?
No.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
That's right. In the best room in the house.
That's the one with the bed.
Can I see Pegram's room?
It's been taken by one of the brothers from the reformatory. They come every year for spiritual refreshment.
That's a good one. Their idea of refreshment is a gutful of stout.
I wouldn't want to disturb a man of God, especially not a big fella from the bad boys' home.
I don't blame you, Mick. That brother's got muscles like a muscle man.
May I have another beer, please?
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir. Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion. Suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp. Lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll ask these guys.
Hey.
Basically, I want one of them to
Hello there
say
again,
that
mister.
they saw Fitzgerald at the dig.
Do you remember seeing Sean Fitzgerald at the dig?
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who, Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick. Same again?
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean Fitzgerald now?
I can picture the scene as if it was only last week. Come to think of it, it was only last week. Fitzgerald was there, all right. Him and a bunch of students. He was speaking with the boss man.
Okay. I can speak
Bye for now.
to O'Brien, I think it is as well. See if he can corroborate.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien.
Hello there. What now?
Okay,
Oh,
maybe not.
nothing.
Okay, let's try Sean now. Basically, we need to make him run out of the pub if scared. That's how you progress.
Hello.
Doyle told me you definitely worked at the dig. He's seen you there. You might as well admit it.
Just my luck. Grasped up by a delinquent and a dimwit.
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram go?
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the harm in taking a peek inside Pegram's package?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
What did Pegram find at the castle?
The entrance to an underground chamber. It was filled with earth and rubble, and Pegram had us dig it out. We uncovered a secret room, a hidden chapel.
Did Pegram find the gem in the altar room?
I don't know. He made us leave and wouldn't tell us why. Half an hour later he came out, white as a sheet he was. He closed down the dig and locked up the castle, sent us all away.
From the sound of it, Pegram had discovered more than just the gem. This is your last chance to show me the package, Fitzgerald. I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me!
Who will?
The man from Paris, Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to me.
No, why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem.
Hey, I just seen a big red.
Get out of here, Maguire. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling about?
A big red sports car. Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should send out some medicinal brandy maker.
Oh, yes. And who's going to pay for it?
Not me.
Me too, neither.
Right, we've got to go and see what that's about.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful red sports car coming up over the hill. Would you look at that, says I, and I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on the ass. but the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I did the second costume from the shop.
Scar on his cheek?
I couldn't see. He was wearing a stupid mask. Are you a special agent?
Sorry to disappoint you, kid, but I'm not. See you later, kid.
Oh, I
okay,
wanted to...
mister.
Misclicked.
Hey, McGuire.
What do you want to know?
Did Fitzgerald drop anything when he was hit?
I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
See you later, kid.
Okay, mister.
Right, now we can do something with this box now. It got opened in the crash.
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Can I not just...
It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
Did anything happen when I messed with it?
No!
Well, let's use the phone. Nico might know something about Jacques or can start researching it. We can ring
Hello?
Todrick again.
Collard. J'écoute.
Nico?
Who is this?
Me again.
It's me, George. Are you okay?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, take care.
Oh, George.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah, thanks for calling, George. Any signs of our friend the clown?
You're kidding. You probably never even heard of Lochmarn.
Oh, but the pixie he's dressed as is here. I could probably mention that, but I won't. Alright, let's talk to people about the crash. See if they say anything.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Okay.
I don't want anything.
Just give me a shout when you do.
When you do. Is it something to do with the beer? Shall I drink the beer and order another one?
No! Careful!
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Hey, how about another drink?
See him again?
Do you serve cocktails?
I'll serve anyone with manners. And money.
No, I'm serious. Have you considered turning McDevitt's into a cocktail bar? Cocktails are chic, cool, and popular with younger drinkers.
What? Kids in the bar? Can you imagine it? Pinball, pimples, and puke.
Right, I get the picture. I'll settle for a glass of stout.
I'm sorry, but
Here we
the
go.
pump appears to be broken.
I can fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician. Oh well, at least the glass washer is still working.
There we go.
It's not my dear, is it?
Okay, we have this.
It just so happens I'm an electrician. Check out my credentials.
No!
Well, no. Isn't that marvellous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it.
No!
I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
No!
And when you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Okay, well, let's go take a look at this.
There was nothing physically wrong with the glass washer.
Careful!
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Seemed fine to me.
Gonna say, I think we need to put the wire in it.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half-pint to that man on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
I think that's where the box Fitzgerald was carrying fell down.
What a dumb place to store a flashlight. A dark cellar. The only way I was going to find anything down there was to feel around.
Well, let's back up. I think as long as we open the hatch.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Oh, well, there's something there. I think that's the box, but... How do I... That's not going to do it. Oh, maybe...
No.
Give it a little short? No. Okay. Maybe we do something on the outside? We can pretty much come and go freely now. Just wonder if we step on it, because we pulled the handle. If we step on it, does it just give way? Ah, there we go.
I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor, way too far to jump.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut. Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Yikes. Okay, we can get down there, and there'll be light now to see what's going on. And the box is down there. Pretty sure it's the gem. As for getting in the castle, I can't remember if we have to do it now or if we end up coming back to Ireland later on. We need that bath mat. I need that beer mat as well.
As the man raised his arm to drink, I snatched the towel away.
Did I say beer mat? Well, I mean, yeah, bar towel, whatever. Okay, I can't remember what we need that for. We need it for something, though. Like adventure games, just pick up anything you can. Oh, okay, we've got some stuff down here now. There's the torch.
Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagrim's gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way, you're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari.
Okay, what else have we got down here? I don't know what the lever does now. Probably not very much.
The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Have I got anything I could put water in? You always need water in these games. What if I soak the beer mat? I keep calling it a beer mat. Bar towel. Yeah.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water.
I don't know why. I just had a vague memory that will come in useful. I think that's probably it. Yeah, is there anything else useful around here? Probably not.
I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use. I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, I can't remember if we come back later to get into the castle again, or try to get into the castle again. I know we end up doing that. Which leads you to probably the most infamous part of the game, for anyone who's played it. Yeah. Can I just leave Island? I don't think I can. I don't think this direction offers me like an exit. Yeah, so up at the castle, what else could I do to get that guy out of the way? Can we get up to the rooms? That's the cellar, but there doesn't appear to be a way the rooms, does it? Can't talk to this guy, he's basically just background. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I'll just go up to the castle again and just see if I've got any more dialogue options with that guy that might just get him out of the way.
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no, but he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I put me money on the Ferrari.
Come
I
on.
think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle, his own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack. What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous! I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Right, good. Castle time.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Up we go. Sure, we'll be fine.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
God. How about the wet beer mat? That'll probably help.
That is not a good idea.
What about the... okay, what about the tool? Metal tool.
That...
Jam it into the wall? They're like a bit of... Hang on.
It was the soggy...
So... Ah, there's a little hole. Okay, I think maybe we jam this in there.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
Can we just do this now? There we go. Now the most infamous part. The goat. Anyone who's played Broken Sword remembers the goat. For anyone who doesn't know what the goat signifies, it's this.
Hey, Billy! The animal fixed on me with an evil glare. Behind the malice and resentment, there was a cool intelligence. How you doing, boy? I felt as threatened as I'd been by the assassin and his goons in Paris.
So we'll just go down this ladder, huh? Shall we? Yep. Can't get past Goatee. However, there's something we can do. I think if we're quick, we might be able to get to that. Or is he just going to hit us again? To distract him in some way? Oh, I know. I'm sure we do. We need to move. We need to move that. Hey, what else do we have here?
It was a rusted piece of iron, maybe part of a plow or something.
We tempt the goat out without getting knocked over. He does back away, but then we take so long to get up again. God, I can't remember how to do this bit. Okay, and now do we run over what he's... Come on, George, move quick, move quick. Oh, he's back in position by the time I can get over there. What we need to do is move that, and when he charges at us, he gets stuck on it. But I can't remember how to distract this blimmin' goat. Thinking, would he think that was grass and chew on that and give us a second to move? But we didn't seem to do anything with that. Try again. Get up, George! Be quick! Not quick enough. Let me get over here. We shock the goat.
It was the fiercest, meanest looking old goat I'd ever laid eyes upon.
Sure, we need to draw him out, but then get away before he hits us? I think. Is there like a spot we can go where he'll run at us, but no. I need to get to that plough. I mean, I suppose Maguire can come and help us. Go and find out, I suppose, or maybe there's something else that we need. We're going to talk to Maguire. Oh. Is it something to do with the gap under the door? Yeah, he doesn't perceive the gap as its own thing. Do I shove this under there and make it look a bit like grass? Okay, maybe not. I couldn't see the door in there anyway. With the goat.
Hey, Maguire.
What do you want to know?
What do you make of this, kid?
Hey, that's one of Leary's towels. He'll skin you alive.
That old windbag doesn't scare me. Anyhow, I'm only borrowing it.
You're pretty cool, mister. For an old guy.
No, I don't think he can
See you
help.
later, kid.
Okay, mister.
I mean, Must be a way of doing it. I was using the torch thinking I could maybe make a distraction, like to get it to chase the light source instead of me. Maybe I'm just not clicking on the right thing. It might be possible. Well, no, George, I wasn't saying go over there. You're just going to go over there again, aren't you? Why doesn't he get up quicker? I might have to look it up. I can't remember how to get past this goat. It is an infamous puzzle, and I'm pretty sure it kept me stumped for a while the first time round. Yeah, I can't think of what to do. And I tried, what I was thinking is maybe throw this over somewhere and make it look like grass, but he's just going to walk over again. I don't want you to walk over. Run, George, run, run, run. It takes too long. It's about running over there while this goat is backing up. I'm pretty sure. You make him like run, because I don't know how to make George run. Like I can click on stuff, but if anything, it makes him pause. Run, 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 run. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. That's it. That's what I wanted you to do, old boy. Great. Now he loops it over that, and he's stuck.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
I knew it was simpler than I was kind of making it, but that's the first time in the game you can get George to run anywhere. Anyway, did it without looking it up, so that's cool. Okay, what do we got?
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
What is it?
There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately.
What's this?
Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants.
Aha.
The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
All right, pick it up now.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand.
Okay, that's good. So this is plaster of Paris, I think. I know what we need the water for now. Let's grab some of that.
As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
We're going to use it for something very similar now. We're going to pop that in that little pattern of holes that we made.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And now we need to use the water that this has been carrying. Oh, don't say it's dried.
I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp.
This is maybe I just have to do it quicker.
The only object on the table which interested me was a small sack.
Okay, what I think I'm going to have to do is run back to the pub, wet the towel again, and then run back here and do that immediately. Obviously, I've been carrying it around for a while. What I'll do is I'll pause the video here while I do that, so you don't see me just walking around. Okay, George is still saying the towel is soaked through with water, so let's try it again. Came straight back. Looking promising. There we go.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Now is it ready?
I
Hey.
eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And we'll pop that in there.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Cool. Onwards. Montfaucon. Back in Nico's apartment.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead. Then Leary woke me in the middle of the night to help bail out the cellar.
The cellar was flooded?
Yeah, some idiot had left the faucet running.
And you say Pegram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pegram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
I've been reading about Pegram in this magazine.
The media got its claws on him.
Yeah, if I was his agent, I'd get him to lose the pipe.
That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland. And now he's disappeared. See what you can find out about Professor Pegram.
I'll speak to the university. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pegram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
Don't need to look at the thing again. I
can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
I think if we go back to...
Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the
I was going to say, I think if we go back to the museum now, I think he's there.
And why don't you see if Otho has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
I think Rosso might know about Marquet as well. I think he's a criminal. Cool, got a couple of leads to follow. But I think we'll leave it there for now. I'm not sure how far through the game we are. I can't quite remember how much more is to go. Hopefully we're about halfway, maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less. We'll try and get it wrapped up in tomorrow's video. If not, might carry over to a third day if it's a longer game. It did say the average playtime was 10 hours on online when I looked. But then I think that how long to beat side, I think it does overestimate how long these games take to complete. Like for Day of the Tentacle, it said sort of 7 hours, but you know, I think I did it in more like 3.5, so we'll see anyway. But we'll leave it there for now, as it's quite long already, and hopefully finish off next time. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little blast from the past. If you could hit that thumbs up button, that'd be much appreciated, as would be leaving me a comment. Let me know, did you play it back in the day? Might you look into picking up the remastered version? I understand it's quite a nice graphical glow up. I think they said the audio is pretty much the same. But yeah, let me know your thoughts anyway. And if you're watching this and not yet subscribed to the channel, would be amazing if you could do that as well. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.